Oh, hey, what are you guys doing up at 0300? Shouldn't be out here. What? Night ops? We're civilians. We just hike. My pack? It's the Kelty Amron International MAP 3500. You want to know more about it? I'll hook up with you later after the sun comes up. You want to go day hiking with your wife and kids but pretend you're a Navy SEAL? This is the bag for you. Hey everybody, how's it going? A few weeks ago, Crick and Stoney over at Black Owl Outdoors, which I'm just going to say right here, I'm not friendly with those guys, I don't know those guys, but they're two brothers that do a very artistic outdoor gear channel. The quality level of their production is fantastic. I highly recommend you guys go over there and check them out. I'm sure you probably already know about them, but in the off chance that you don't, it's well worth watching those guys. Anyway, a few weeks ago they reviewed a Maxpedition Xantha bag, and the one big thing that they were really drawn to in that bag, it seems, was the fact that it had exterior side water bottle pockets. Myself, I'm a big fan of the side exterior water bottle pockets. For a long time now, I've preferred day packs that have that option. I use a Camelback while I'm cycling and once in a while when hiking, but mostly I really prefer having side water bottle pockets. So yeah, they thought they really had a winner there with that bag until they started carrying it. Once they started carrying it, they realized that the suspension that it had wasn't really great. And that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. There's a lot of tactical bags, you know, from all different companies, 511, VanQuest, Maxpedition, you name it. A lot of companies just sew PALS webbing on a bag, call it tactical. And because of the trend or the fad in tactical bags over the last 10 years, that stuff sells. And it's, if you're EDCing a so-called tactical bag, it doesn't really matter if it doesn't carry weight well. But if you're the kind of person who wants a bag that you can EDC, that you can hike with, that you can do all kinds of stuff with, then the ability of the bag to carry weight properly is a big deal. Now, right now I'm not wearing a hip belt. I generally don't wear a hip belt until the weight goes up. But I want to highly recommend to Crick and Stoney and anybody else who wants a backpacker style bag in a tactical layout to check out the Kelty built Amron International MAP 3500. Now the MAP in the MAP 3500, that stands for Military Assault Pack. This is basically a 3-day pack. It was developed over the course of the global war on terror for Navy SEALs and other spec op guys to be able to have an option for a well-built bag, you know. And this bag comes in all kinds of earth tones. There's no PALS webbing. Because it's built by Kelty, the removable hip belt is pretty sturdy, carries weight well. The shoulder straps are adjustable. And on top of all that, for Crick and Stoney and guys like me, exterior water bottle pockets. All right, so I'm going to take the bag off and give you guys a little tabletop on it. But before I do that, I just want to show you some other bags. Okay, this is a Lowell Alpine Contour Mountain 40 bag. I've owned two of these over the course of the years. The first one is completely worn out. I've had them since the early 90s. This bag has no real suspension in it, okay? But it was kind of shaped in such a way that it put most of the weight towards your lower back. Very lightweight, one main pocket, one little pocket right here, shovel pocket here, you know, some ice axe loops and stuff like that, compression straps. But yeah, this is a fantastic day hiking bag. They don't make it anymore, which is kind of a shame, but it's a nice lightweight option. Actually, was just used in New Hampshire by my one son. So yeah, okay, but side water bottle pockets. It's been a thing for TH for a very long time. Hang on. Okay, this here is a Grey Ghost Gear Legacy 3-day assault pack. Now, it does have load lifters here, but there's no suspension inside, no frame sheet, no stays. And this bag is quite large. I mean, I'm not sure what the volume is off the top of my head, but this is a big bag, and to have no real suspension on it, I think is kind of an issue. Maybe when you're a young 23-year-old Marine and you're humping the hills in Afghanistan, you know, you're tough enough that no suspension in the bag doesn't matter. If you're a civilian and you day hike, you know, this is no good. You load this thing all the way up, try to hike with it, forget about it. You know, could be wrong about that. Maybe I'm just a sissy. I don't know what to tell you guys. But yeah, this is, you know, one example of a so-called tactical bag that doesn't have any suspension. It's kind of a bummer. I believe it had a 2-inch just nylon waist strap. I took it off. Who knows where it is. Okay, this is a Gen 1 511 Rush 72. This bag is enormous. Anybody who owns one of these knows you could load the snot out of it, okay? And it has a frame sheet inside, a plastic frame sheet. That's not really suspension. I mean, it stiffens it up a little, but it's not what I would call suspension. It does have a non-removable waist strap, right? But there's nothing in here really, maybe a little bit of foam. And it's also very short this way. Doesn't really cover your hips well. Okay, so this thing has very minimal ability to transfer weight to your hips. And transferring weight to your hips is what you want if you're on foot over rough terrain, right? Again, if you're like some kind of, 101st Airborne dude, you don't really care. You're wearing this over plates. You're probably not going to be able to put this hip strap on or the waist strap on anyway. And, but not all of us are as fit and as tough as we were in our 20s, right? So, normal person carrying this over rough terrain, all loaded up, possible? Yes. Practical? Not really. So, in my opinion, any kind of tactile bag used for day hiking is inappropriate. Feel free to disagree. What do I know? I'm just one guy, and it's not up to me what you carry. But you're much better off buying a bag from a backpacking company than a tactical bag company if you plan on using it for day hiking. That said, the guy who used to own Dana Design now owns Elberstock or whatever the name of that company is. That's like a tactical bag company that makes like heavy duty backpacking bags just in camo and earth tones. All right, let's get back to that tabletop. Okay, so this is my foliage gray MAP 3500. I've had 3 of them for about a little over 4 years. The other 2 get used by my children. Once in a while my wife will carry one. But for me, this is now my go-to day hiking pack. I do own some other ones, and if you've seen my bag collection video, you know that I have options, but really I prefer this more so than anything else. Again, that was foliage gray. This one happens to be the ocean gray. Okay, here's a good look at the hip belt. Okay, much bigger, more sturdy, and can be used. Transfers weight extremely well. That one's filled with stuff, so I'm going to show you that one because it's empty. Let me get some props. Here we go. Okay, before we get too far into it, let's just cover what Crick and Stoney were concerned about. The exterior water bottle pocket. Now there's a cord keeper or a cord lock here. Now, when I hike nowadays, I mainly use a recycled Gatorade bottle, 32 ouncer, just because it's the lightest weight option. And I'm getting older and fatter, and I like to minimize stuff. Granted, this is not the lightest weight pack you could ever own. But yeah, but other options. These are half-liter water bottles. 2 of them in there, no problem, right? 40-ounce clean canteen, no problem. Of course, you can cinch it down, right? You can also, if you want, run the compression strap through there and lock it down. But I've never had one fall out, so I don't get too wrapped around the axle on that. Ubiquitous 32-ounce Nalgene, of course that fits. USGI style canteen, that fits no problem. If you like to carry water on one side and easy access TP on another, there's almost a full roll of toilet paper in the Sea to Summit dry bag, right? Good to go. Hey TH, what about canteen with a canteen cup? You gotta like work it in there because of the canteen cup, but no problem, goes right in. So, and again, the canteen cup makes us a little bit of a pain in the keister, but certainly doable. If you like to carry water bottles on the outside of your bag, this thing can do it for you. Let's just go over the bag real quick, give you a quick overview. On the very bottom, there's some straps where you can tie stuff to the bottom. The bag is 38 liters, or about 2,300 cubic inches. It's just big enough to do an overnight or maybe 2 overnights if you pack real light. But that does require strapping stuff to the bottom. I might throw a picture in of my last backpacking trip, 2 nights hammock camping on the Appalachian Trail here in New Jersey, and yeah, there's stuff strapped to the bottom, okay? And probably stuff strapped to the outside too, like my my little mug and all that nonsense. So, but yeah, it's doable, but you're not gonna go a whole week in this thing. Okay, also on the back, shot cord and a cord keeper laced up in the back. 3 daisy chain loops, in case you gotta put anything on there. Slip pocket right here, okay? This has got pine needles in it. Okay, 2 compression straps per side. So you can cinch it down if you need to. The aforementioned water bottle pockets. Nylon in the high wear area, mesh for drainage everywhere else. I will say that this is 500 level nylon. The mesh here on the outside, that's like the one weak point to the system. Now the son that uses this bag, let me see if I can find it. He's kind of like a geologist wannabe, and a lot of times he throws rocks in here. Oh yeah, here's the hole. See, there's a little hole right here. See it right there? Yeah, that's from a rock. That's not from normal water bottle wear and tear. Okay. Yeah. Kid's got a problem with rocks. Grab handle right here. Can either obviously carry the bag that way. If you're a high-speed operator and you got a buddy down, you know, you could probably drag him with that too. Water bottle port right here, because there is a place for a water or a bladder. Okay, so the water bottle hose can come right out of here. Run it down either side at your preference. Contoured shoulder straps. These shoulder straps are completely removable if you have to take them off and replace them for whatever reason. The one thing that it doesn't have that I think it should is probably a side release buckle right here. Now, because this was made for Navy SEALs, maybe they have a reason where they don't like that. I don't know. But yeah, I think if you got to ditch the bag for whatever reason, side release buckle would really help. Okay, mesh everywhere here. Mesh on the inside here. You get a little bit of, not ventilation necessarily, but it helps with air and moisture management, right? Big old side release buckle right here. Kelty logo is right there. And you know, all heavy duty mil spec stuff. Yeah, everything's adjustable on the strap. Sternum strap. Obviously you can slide it up and down based on what your needs are. Just like there's no PALS webbing all over this thing that you know, as you would expect from a tactical bag, there's also very minimal organization. This thing doesn't have pockets all over the inside, little storage areas like you see from VanQuest or Maxpedition or anything like that. So here it is. Here's your admin section. Little zippered pocket here, slip pocket here for your notepad or phone perhaps, pen light area here, slip pocket area here. This pocket goes down pretty deep. Key keeper right here, and a place for your smartphone or sunglasses or anything that needs a fleecy area. Okay, this is about 2 inches deep, by the way. Now, the main part of the bag, full clamshell, which is pretty nice. We'll see, I think it's 420 nylon in here. This ripped here, got a little tear. Again, the kid likes to throw big, sharp rocks in here. Let me just fold this over. This is for this pocket right here. They call it like an accessory pocket or something, but you can put a second water bottle in here, or a second water bladder in here if you want to. This is the real water bladder area, okay? And of course, you can hook it up right here to hang it so it doesn't all flop down to the bottom. Now, besides like having a well padded back, there's 2 stays on either side, okay, which can be contoured to your torso. and they really transfer weight well from your shoulders to your hips. And that's a big deal, you know, like I said before. If you're really hiking and you have a heavy load, that's fantastic. So that's just a rough overview, quick overview of the Kelty MAP 3500. They retail for around 150. I've seen them on sale for as low as 110. In fact, there's a, what do they call that? I'm going to say royal blue, but it's like a normal, like everyday blue color that they have that's on sale for 110 right now. The other options they have available at the moment are coyote, desert tan, smoke gray, and foliage. I didn't see the ocean gray, I didn't see multicam, and I know for a fact in the past that they've had black, they've had ACU camo, in case you like to go old school gravel pit camo, you know, for whatever reason. And what else? Anyway, I want to say I saw like 5-color chocolate chip desert one time. So yeah, they you know, their colors come and go with what they have in stock. I guess it just depends really on what the guys who are buying it for real use need at the moment, that they'll produce whatever. So like, you know, I'm sure there's going to be multicam again in the future, even though it's not in the store right now. What else should I tell you? The rough dimensions on this are 21 this way by 15 by 12 maxed out, which I don't really think it's 12. That's according to Amron International. Okay, I weighed this on a postal scale. I went down there, they threw this in what's called a flat tub. And then I just weighed the flat tub by itself, and it turns out that this thing is 3 pounds, 2.4 ounces. So, you know, not exactly lightweight. You can definitely get, for this volume, a lighter weight backpack. But again, this is heavy duty, mil spec, actually used by dudes out in the field doing dangerous stuff. You guys are my heroes. The guys at Amron International are fantastic to deal with. I've dealt with them a couple times. Now, I own 3 bags. There's a price break at 10 bags, but I emailed them, and they were very nice, and they gave me a price break even though I wasn't at 10, okay? Now, I'm not suggesting that you do it, and I wouldn't harass them if you're only buying 1 bag. Excuse me for a second, there's a state park staff guy driving by on a gator. But yeah, so, but at 3 they gave me a decent price break. It was very nice of them. And you know, they sell all kinds of other tactical gear, so if you need that kind of stuff, they're very nice to deal with. So, okay, well, you know, my videos are not the kind of quality that you would see over at Black Owl Outdoors or any good YouTube channel, but so hopefully one day Crick and Stoney will buy a MAP 3500 and do a video, you know, with all kinds of multiple camera shots, and it'll be very artistic, and I would love to watch it. Okay, so there you go, MAP 3500. I don't have enough good things to say about it. Thanks for watching. Just because a civilian puts on a so-called quote-unquote tactical bag, it doesn't make everything we do an op, right? Like I goofed around at the beginning of this video, but yeah. I'm not a Navy SEAL, was never a Navy SEAL, and wearing this doesn't make me a Navy SEAL. And to be honest with you, for EDC, if you don't really carry the bag far and you want a bag that's got PALS webbing all over it, you know, that's all well and good. But, you know, if you're the kind of person who wants a single bag that you can like take to the gym, take to the office, but also go day hiking on the weekend, or maybe like a Saturday overnight with the girlfriend, or you know, your son or daughter out in the woods or something like that, then a so-called tactical bag from 511, Maxpedition, VanQuest, or any of those other guys, they're not known for their ability to comfortably carry weight. I mean, it's all gimmick, it's all fad, it's all posturing, you know. And who am I to judge? Like, you know, you guys do whatever you want to do. I'm just saying, you know, it's kind of ridiculous. If you want to actually carry stuff while you're moving about on foot, especially as the weight goes up, you owe it to yourself to get a bag that has real suspension, not suspension that's put on like an afterthought. You know, the 511 Rush, that first generation one that I showed you right there, like that hip belt's a complete joke. You know, and then nothing against 511. Like, I have plenty of 511 pants. I buy their stuff. I'm not trying to bash them, but yeah, it's laughable, you know.
that gray ghost gear, that's laughable. There's no suspension in there. For the size of that bag, you know, you got nothing. You know, you literally have nothing. And granted, if that's designed for real military use, you're going to be putting that on over your plates and all that other stuff. You're not going to be able to have a hip belt on anyway, blah, 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 blah. And of course, if you're in the military, you know, humping the boonies of Afghanistan or some other godforsaken place, you know, you're as fit as you're ever going to be in your entire life. You're not going to be a pudgy middle-aged guy, okay? You're not going to be a 12-year-old middle schooler, you know. So is it possible to like put a lot of weight in the bag without suspension and get it where you need it to go? Yes. I mean, but for normal people, not really. Okay. While I'm ranting, what else should I say? A lot of stuff was bothering me lately. I can't remember. All right. Thanks again for watching. If you have any questions about any of these bags, or if you've ever seen my bag collection video, you know, I'm more than happy to show anybody a full review on any of those bags. But you know, it's just so much junk, you know, that you don't need. And yeah, MAP 3500. That's the way to go. 3-day assault pack, which is, in my world, just a really good day pack.